Oh my God. Is everybody, leave a like in the video if you're sick of this crap. If you're just sick of this story, I have plenty of other stories today to cover. But, it's the end of the year and it seems like everyone's just sitting on the real news. I'm not even really sure. But now Donald Trump has had enough of the smearing, the various theories, the nonsense that is being spread about the organization that, quite frankly, helped him get elected. One of the biggest lies told by certain podcasters is that TPUSA was under, government investigation. They didn't file their taxes. Ooh, something was up. When it's not the maroon shirts or the beekeepers or the trapdoors or the Egyptians or the French or the Macrons or the U.S. military. I mean, literally all of those things have been said to have been connected to Charlie Kirk's assassination. None of them have been connected to Charlie Kirk's assassination. Not even close. Literally, the FBI is laughing at Candace Owens. Oh yeah, don't forget her totally real French assassination team. Oh yeah, and also don't forget, this is the week, not that I want to will it into existence, but I'm just saying, Candace Owens specifically said, this is the week. They have been signaling a 9/11 style attack is coming the second week of December. That's this week. We're going to have to see. There's only 3 days left for this to play out for Candace Owens. Just like, I obviously hope that she's as right about this as she's been about literally everything else. But all of the things, the DoorDash, not that there's anything wrong with being a DoorDash driver, okay? But the DoorDash driver, Ian Carroll, who's trying to pretend he's a ballistics expert, Candace, the mom investigators and the dad investigators that work for the Candace Owens intelligence agency. Not that I think they're dumb. I just think they're constantly being fed so much misinformation they don't even know what's true. But let's just hope they continue to be wrong about this one. I guess I just wanted to make sure, only 3 days to go. I suppose she'll probably take credit and say it was her tweet that stopped it. But now Donald Trump has gotten involved. I do want to remind you guys, there's only a few days left to get your order in at coffeebrandcoffee.com. If you just go to the Christmas gifts on top, our 12 days of coffee is all new for 2025. There's over 20 delicious surprises in it. Holiday 15% off any of these until they're sold out. The advent calendar, our holiday gift box, which is our real cacao cocoa, our coffee, our chocolate covered espresso beans, our peppermint bar, and also our 100% pure Kona, not blended garbage like everyone else sells. Our peppermint bark and the golden scoopers served up in a stocking ready to gift. All 15% off, promo code holiday15. Link in the description. Trump administration blows apart hideous Candace Owens allegation about Erica Kirk, TPUSA, and Charlie Kirk. The Trump administration has blown a massive hole in Candace Owens' insinuation that Turning Point USA is embroiled in financial misconduct. This is Candace Owens' go-to. She's now saying that Tim Pool is broke, even though the guy's got 50 M's in the bank. If I had Tim Pool's money, I would burn mine. All right. The idea that anyone believes her that he's having money issues, like, you can't possibly believe that. The guy has 50,000 paying members at $10 a month, sponsorships, millions in YouTube revenue, his deal with Rumble. But yeah, Candace Owens says he's broke, so he must be broke. She also said TPUSA is broke and that they're under federal investigation or insinuated these type of things. Well, Donald Trump has had enough. After questions swirled online over the finances of the student-led group, specifically over allegations of fraud, donors to TPUSA began asking for refunds. Owens told her audience, quote, "I'm making a personal plea for every well-meaning person who donated to this godforsaken organization to request a refund." Now, I would say I guess she's allowed to say that, but she's really been flirting with some actual malice here. Owens then told her audience, in another video, she claimed that TPUSA missed the tax filing and deadlines and alleged that $8.5 million company funds were improperly used. Wow, you would think that the IRS would be all over that, given that the Candace Owens intelligence agency said so. Quote, "It is just a fact. They missed the filing extension deadline. So what's going on here? Where did the $8.5 million go? Okay, well, when Candace Owens says fact, you know it just means I made it up. But now the Treasury Department has intervened and sent a private letter to Erica Kirk to, of course, reassure the CEO that Turning Point is, of course, not under investigation. In the letter, government officials explain how none of the 4 tax-exempt organizations under TPUSA umbrella are even under investigation. Turning Point USA, Turning Point Action, Turning Point Endowment, and America's Turning Point Inc. have all, in fact, turned in their required 990 forms to the IRS this year on time, according to CBS News. Now, I want to say this louder for the people in the back. Now, you would be forgiven for getting sucked into this, hilarious entertainment. I'm not going to be mad at you, but I sincerely hope by Christmas we can move on to fighting the left again, which my other videos today are about corporate greed. I've got a video about Instacart later that you're going to want to see. But again, quote, "It is just a fact they missed the filing extension deadline." So what's going on here? Where is the 8.5 million? Then according to the IRS, incorrect, Candace Owens, they have turned in all of their 990 forms and they were all on time. There is no investigation going on. Now, I suppose if you're desperate to hold on to PedStash, Ian Carroll's ballistics expertise, or Candace Owens' mom investigators, I can't change your mind. But for those of you that are open to the facts still, that's why I want to make these videos still. They're not even very popular. Most of my viewers are over this, or they're thinking about, holy crap, I got to get ready for Christmas. I've got all sorts of stuff going on. I get it. The IRS the letter continues. The IRS is able to provide this type of information upon request to any taxpayer, a senior Treasury official told the outlet. And in this case, it's hideous that malicious lies and smears obligated her to make the request in the first place. Donald Trump's administration calling Candace Owens' lies hideous and malicious. But of course, Owens' team pushed back, telling the Daily Mail that wasn't even their argument. Girl, you literally said they didn't turn in their forms. But of course, moving the goalposts is what you do when the walls are closing in. And look, Candace Owens made more money in the last 15 weeks than I'll probably make in my entire career. Kudos to her. Much respect. She'll just move on to something else at some point, hopefully soon, and we can stop talking about her. I don't care that Candace Owens is feuding with Tim Pool. I mean, it's good content for me. But I don't care when Candace Owens is talking about Britney Spears or Blake Lively or Macron being a man. That's harmless. But she has specifically set out to harm an organization that I have worked directly with, and an organization that I think is being literally hurt by her malicious lies. I'm going to be at AmFest in 2 weeks. By the way, paying my own way. All right. TPUSA didn't fly me out there to run defense for them. Sorry, Candace. I didn't get any $7,000 checks. Okay. I'll be on Media Row just like every other plebe. Okay. With Melanie Mack and Hannah Claire Brimlow. We're going to be there every day. I'd love to meet you if you're going to be there. We're even doing a meetup in Phoenix. So if you're not going to be there, you can hear about I'll give more information when it's out. We'll be doing a members meetup, basically, is kind of the best way I can keep it somewhat private. But of course they said, well, we never said the Treasury Party was investigating, a spokesperson for Candace Owens told Mail. Yeah, but you conveniently skipped the part where you stated as fact that they missed their tax filing dates. Blake Neff, a producer for the Charlie Kirk Show, recently poured cold water on claims of financial impropriety and fraud at Turning Point, adding up into the millions of dollars, which again is, of course, not true. Quote, Charlie made sure the organization was audited by a third party every single year, the producer said, also throwing cold water on Candace Owens' theory that Turning Point USA assassinated him because he was about to do a Doge-style audit. Quote, he personally reviewed and signed off on every expense report and literally every single bill paid by the organization, down to a single United States dollar. We have never missed a 990 deadline which again was stated as fact by Candace Owens. Okay. Erica Kirk now oversees the massive TPUSA organization, which caters to conservative students and boasts 3,500 high school chapters, 900 college chapters, and over 250,000 members worldwide. And again, I have continued to offer to run one in the county and where I live in Wisconsin. There's one in both counties on both sides of me. So I imagine it would make more sense just to help out there. But, that's how much I believe in what TPUSA is doing. And that's how little I've been swayed by any of the obvious malicious lies spread by people like Ian Pedstash, DoorDash delivery driver Carol, Candace Owens, and any of their lemmings. Owens has been using her platform to bash the conservative student group to over 30 million followers across social media, and the folks at TPUSA have been listening. TPUSA and Erica Kirk have close ties to Donald Trump, who is, of course, a big supporter of Charlie's conservative grassroots movement, when he credited them with helping him win the youth vote in the 2024 election. That, of course, is undeniable. Erica Kirk has been invited to the White House repeatedly since her husband's assassination in September. Again, like, y'all trying to get sued for slander. It's well proven she never said anything against Erica. Absolutely. She, of course, has slammed Erica Kirk numerous times, right? Here come all the corrections too. Again, another Candace Owens mistake. To spare our tips inbox, today we presented that a man in the military alleged with extreme confidence that he saw Brian Harpole at a military base in Arizona on September 9th. September 9th would in no way conflict with the dates Charlie spoke in Korea, 9/5 and 9/5, both the same date, apparently. To be clear, this was my mistake, and making it seem as though it was either or. Hope that clarifies. Now that, her correction got 4,000 likes. That is a second correction of, I assume, will have to be dozens. Candace Owens slams Turning Point's decision to name Erica Kirk the new CEO. Of course, she has been going after Erica Kirk, even though that the Treasury Department has called Candace Owens a malicious liar. All of these stories are falling apart. People are turning on Candace. Why did Candace Owens quit TPUSA after Charlie started dating Erica? Well, as I believe, she was in love with Charlie Kirk. Why did Candace Owens get engaged to a billionaire foreigner after just 3 weeks knowing him? Why does Candace Owens have dual citizenship? Why is Candace Owens going after the victim, TPUSA? Why is Candace Owens involved? Was Candace Owens involved in Charlie's murder? Just asking questions here. Yeah, I think it's a good question. She's obviously gained the most. Of course, Candace Owens now alleging she possesses evidence implicating the U.S. military. That, of course, has not been proven and won't be proven because she is just... People are sending her fake tips. She's running with everything in a desperate attempt for clicks and to destroy the organization that is run by the man she so clearly loved and was not loved back by Charlie Kirk. Coffee brand, coffee.com. Get your advent calendar. Get your coffee brand coffee gift box. Get your Kona coffee. I'm going to try to have samples at AmFest to hand out too. I love this. It's all falling apart. Make sure you leave a like on the video if you haven't yet. Please subscribe or follow down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.